more valuable than your peace of time and your peace of mind and your time. Life is so short. We waste so much time with people that wouldn't even, hell, bail us out if we went to jail. I'm just saying, everybody wants to be a ride or die. Everybody wants to be that one that, well, I did this for him, so I know if it go down, he gonna already know. Let me tell you, girlfriend, it's somebody out there doing less than you that he's going to be more committed to if that's the way he is. So you got to always know your worth, which means don't be afraid to be single. Hell, I was single a whole bunch of times and a lot of times and a long time, and I was just fine. You hear me? You can't be afraid to be single. Number 5 on my list. Ooh, Lord. Y'all, when I talk, y'all know me, I can talk and I can get deep and I can go deeper. Ladies, wait until the guy's divorced before you get in a serious relationship. Trust me. Even if he's been single for a while, there's going to come a time and place to where you're going to want a full commitment. And guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to get that commitment. You can't make big moves with this person. You can, but it will be foolish because now you're just setting yourself up for that other person to take your stuff. Okay? If this person is really into you, you wait and you make him do what he got to do before y'all move in together. I ain't saying you can't see him, but before you make major moves like moving in together, things like that. I was separated and married for 8 years. And so was my husband, of course. We both dated other people for at least, 6-7 years. Before he remarried, I wasn't tripping about getting a divorce. I was just like, shit, I got 4 kids. I don't have that type of money at that time. I was just keeping it real. Everything was good for me. The person I was with hadn't asked me to marry him. We hadn't talked about marriage. We was living our life as if we were married. And I was cool with it. But guess what? When my husband finally got serious with the girl that he was with, I got divorce papers. And it just kind of was out the blue. Divorce papers. And I was like, oh, he finally filed for divorce. And I granted it, of course, because we had not been together for a long time. But I moved to Tennessee. Made the same mistake. Was with a person a couple years. Implying to him, hey, you need to get divorced. Because nobody wants to be involved with somebody that's even married to somebody else. Even if they ain't together, it still lingers on. It's still baggage. It's still a lot that comes from that you just don't want to be attached to that. And I didn't wait. I didn't stick around. After so long, things started going south. I kind of felt like I couldn't maneuver the way I wanted to. I'm the type of woman, I want a lot of things in life. I can't get a bank account with you. I can't buy a car with you. Hell, I can't put my name on a house with you. And it gets old. Everything gets old. And I didn't wait. I didn't stick around long enough. And then I recently found out that after, things ended, he finally got divorced. Congratulations to them. But ladies, we got to stop doing it. I know there's a lot of married people that are separated and not been with their spouses in years. But you got to say, hey, if you want to be with me, you handle that and you handle it before we move forward. Real talk. I only speak from experience. And this is no shade. This is, if you're in that situation, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in that situation, but if you are in that situation, then it's time to say, all right, if you love me, you got to do what you got to do. That means you need to show me that you're over that situation, you free from that situation. And it's about me and you. It's not about me, you and her, or me, you and him. It's about me and you. And we need to be able to start a new chapter of our lives, not lives that you still got, because you can't do anything. You are stuck. You can't do anything. It doesn't mean that the person don't love you. Some people just don't want to pay the money. Some people don't want to take the initiatives. And then some do still have ulterior motive because you think, what's got you holding on? So yeah, that's my number 5 on my list. Know your worth is always going to be number one, regardless. And if you find your worth, because a lot of us don't know where it's at. A lot of us don't even know how to love ourselves properly. And that we allow people to hurt us. Our friends, our families, these so-called men, these so-called women. We allow people to hurt us because we have not yet learned our worth. And that, everybody say, I love myself. I love myself. You love yourself to what degree? You love yourself to move in with somebody that doesn't have anything? You love yourself enough to let somebody just take advantage of you? You love yourself enough to cook, to clean for this person that won't even go to the stove for you when you need something. When you're sick in bed, they're not going to be there for you. When you're in the hospital, you're at the doctor, they're not there with you. You're by yourself. When I was first diagnosed with lupus, my sister, Felicia, was there for me. My husband was not there for me at all. And I can say that, and I don't care who's listening or who running back telling. He was not there for me. The worst feeling in the world is to be sick and not have the ones that should have your back or that should love you or should, hold you down, be there for you. And you're going to doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor. By myself is what I did. And that I would never forget the feeling of going through that, even though my sister was there for me. And this isn't my blood sister now. This is my sister from another mother, but this is my sister. Going to all these doctors trying to figure out what I was going to do. And at the time, I didn't really know about lupus because lupus comes in so many shapes and forms. And I thought that I had this real bad cancer and that I was going to die. I was experiencing facial pain, excruciating pain in my body. I couldn't figure out why. I go into the sun, it would burn my skin. I didn't know it at that time. So to go through something like that and to be married and not have that person there with you is the most hurtful feeling in the world. But guess what? If I'd have done my research, I'd have done my homework, and I'd have found out what type of person this person was, I would have known that I couldn't, put all my chips in one basket. But I did the same thing. You meet a person, you let them move in, boom, you want to be married, but this person does not want to be married, and you keep pushing and you keep pushing and you keep pushing. And you have to make this person realize how good of a woman you are. Stop doing that. Stop trying to push yourself on people. You do stuff and then you say, you should see what type of woman you got. You should see what type of woman you got. You should see what type of woman I am. That lets you know that I'm a good woman. If a person's with you and he don't already know that you're a good woman, then you definitely know you need to run for the damn hills. Not the border. You want to run for the hills. Stop pushing yourself off on people. When you know your worth, you automatically know that I'm going to tell you that I'm a woman, a phenomenal woman. And I am. And at that time, I didn't know my worth. I was coming out of a situation, a dark place, and I didn't know my worth. And I thought everything was good. Everything was going to be great. First couple times, cooked dinner for me and shit. From then on, I was Molly Maid. I was doing everything. I was hitched. I was all in. I was the one that would say, I'm not going to be with you if you're not going to marry me. And made the biggest mistake of my life. Pushing myself off on somebody that was not ready. I can't blame him. I have to blame me. I pushed myself off on a person that wasn't ready. But then I gave him an ultimatum. Either you marry me. We had made the 3-year mark. And I'm like, I'm not going to be with you past 3 years just being your girlfriend. I pushed that. And I made the wrong choice. When I should have said to myself, if this guy hasn't married me after 3 years, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm moving on. I mean, there's somebody out there that I can be with and grow with forever for the rest of my life and know that this person sees me for me. So as women, you have to dig deep inside of you and know you and find your worth. And a lot of the things that we do now, we won't do. I'm not saying you got to walk around with your nose all stuck up or sedity all in the air and, oh, you won't date and you got high standards. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying know your worth and love yourself. And that will show. And a lot of people are intimidated by that. So some of those guys that are approaching you now, they won't even approach you. You'll be unapproachable to a guy that has bad intentions, or to a man that's weak, a man that's not strong enough to come for you. You see what I'm saying? Those weak guys, oh, they know a strong woman. So have you ever thought like, I know I'm fine. Ain't in this place and try to holler at me. Honey, that's because he sees your strength. And he's not the caliber man that you desire in your life, or that's strong enough to deal with you. So that's when you really should say, oh, I know I'm a bad motherfucker. Yeah. Don't feel like you're not pretty or you're not, this or you're not that. No, that means that the people that's in this place, they ain't strong enough for all of this. And your worth is showing. Your strength is showing. Your posture is good. Your demeanor is good. You ain't ratchet. You ain't got no attitude. You talk with class. They know that if they come for you, they got to come correct. And a man that's not strong, he's not going to come at you unless he's all the way correct. I know. And you ever thought about, how come I keep meeting all these men that ain't about nothing? What state were you in when you met them? Were you at your best? Or were you depressed? Or were you just looking for love? Were you showing your weaknesses? All of that comes with self-love. When you really love yourself, you won't take the crap. You won't just move people in your house. You'll be fine with just seeing you on a basis until you get your crap together. When you want to move in, you show me that you're serious about me. Put a ring on it. I want to meet your mom. I want to meet your siblings. I want to meet everybody. I don't want to just know your homeboys. Start setting those type of standards for yourself. Those are the things that a strong man will provide for you. You won't have to ask. You won't have to tell him you got a good woman. You're going to lose this woman if you don't do this and do that. He'll already know it. And he's not going to go for losing you. He's going to make sure he has his stuff in order for the moment he stepped to you. And it's going to stay that way. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's wrong that does this or does that. What I'm saying is take some time, love yourself, know yourself. And sometimes that takes being by yourself. That takes hurting. That takes going through. That takes knowing that, hey, I can be without this person and I'm still good. Because I guarantee you, once you and that person separates, you'll be like, I can't believe I was tripping on his ass, that broke ass, that dirt ass. I mean, everything comes to light. Everything that you couldn't see when you was waiting on that person starts to come to light. And then now you like, I can't even believe I was tripping on that person. Like I was down out on this person. And then, sometimes you have to get on top of one to get over another. It just happens that way. I'm not saying be committed, but you got to do what you got to do to get your mind off that other one. Y'all know I'm silly, but I'm serious. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not, honey. If you're single, you do you. I'm not saying be slower, but, have fun. Live life. Nothing's wrong with being single. Nothing's wrong with taking the time to getting to know yourself. And, when you write stuff down, it becomes real. Write down what you want out of a person. Write down what you look for. Write down what you can be for a person. Because, self-evaluation is something else, too. You have to evaluate yourself to see if you all the way right. A lot of times, we ain't even close to being right. We're just as crooked as they are. But you don't see it because you haven't took the time to self-evaluate. You haven't sat down in the middle of the floor and stripped yourself naked mentally and physically and said, let me look at me. Let me see what I do. And be real with yourself. None of us are perfect. You have to be real with yourself and change up before you try to get into another relationship. Be a better person for you. Be a better mom. Be a better friend. When you get in that relationship, you'll be a good girlfriend and hopefully a good fiance and a good wife. So it's all about loving yourself, y'all. And I hope you guys feel me. I hope I haven't offended anybody. I just wanted to be real with you all and share the love and We need to start loving on each other as women. We need to start lifting up each other as women. If we do that, bad people don't stand a chance. Don't mess with somebody else's man. Don't go out there, that they